Yes, sir. All right, fellas, we in part three of ESPN Woke Wars featuring Kendrick Perkins, and part two, just to bring everybody up to speed, Rachel Nichols had to put up an apology. That was basically a bullshit apology, a PR stunt that was basically choreographed by ESPN on the show that she co-hosts, NBA The Jump, alongside Richard Jefferson and Kendrick Perkins, her regular co-hosts, who basically were there just to co-sign her and basically say that she's always treated them with respect, so on and so on. The problem is with that situation is with Kendrick Perkins and Richard Jefferson being so-called black men, is that the Twitter, the woke mob, the pro-blacks are looking for them to be the saviors of this situation. They're looking for Rachel Nichols to be fired for some regular shit that they would say behind closed doors. Not to digress, the pro-blacks, a bunch of loudmouths. You could have did this. You should have did this. They always got the answers for you. They always want you to do some things at your workplace, but they wouldn't dare take a knee. They wouldn't dare talk to their boss. They wouldn't dare bring up these problems that they bring up on the internet to their workplace. So how can you take them serious? They only bring up problems, no solutions, no ideas to solve the problems. All they do is run their damn mouth on the internet all damn day. They don't hear anybody else if you're not agreeing with them. A bunch of clowns, a bunch of bozos, not to digress. Kendrick Perkins put his foot in his mouth. He wanted to join a damn clubhouse meeting to try to plead his case to pro-blacks. That's your first fuck up. You don't plead your case. You don't try to reason with pro-blacks. There's no reasoning with these individuals. They only hear you to respond. They don't listen. You feel what I'm saying? You got those individuals around you that just hear you, but they're not listening to the words that are coming out of your mouth. It doesn't matter how much reasoning you're trying to do. It doesn't matter how much sense that you are trying to make. The pro-blacks are not the people that you try to talk to when you're trying to have a functional conversation. No disrespect. Kendrick Perkins is about to jump into a clubhouse meeting to basically plead his case and tell these pro-blacks about why he did what he did. And anybody with common sense will understand why he did what he did. He's only a pawn. If you understand how quick they got rid of Paul Pierce for basically having a poker party with some strippers and chilling, how fast do you think they would get rid of Kendrick Perkins' big ass for basically calling out Rachel Nichols? People got to add shit up, and people got to understand if Kendrick Perkins loses his job, are y'all about to send him some money to provide for his family? I don't think so. Let's check out this audio, man, and I'm going to just give my 2 cents.
Man dealing with some conflict and confusion that's going on between women. That's another sensitive subject. So I also had to be careful on how I approach things. Does that make sense?
Of course it makes sense, Kendrick, but you got to understand who you're talking to right now. You're talking to a pro-black, so she's not going to listen to what you're saying. She's only going to want to hear what she wants to hear. And if you're not talking about what she wants to hear, she's not hearing you, and she's going to basically come at you with her suggestions that she wouldn't make at her workplace and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? This is a situation that has to do with two women. We're in this world that's basically a rat race. ESPN created this shit show because they promised Rachel something, and then they wanted to basically give it to Maria because they wanted to make themselves look better. Can you pro-blacks not understand that situation? Everybody that's talking about Black Lives Matter, that's talking about all these situations that have to do with you, they don't give a fuck about you.
Richard Jefferson and myself was in as two African Americans having to come on here the next day when we don't have anything to do with the situation. That was a very uncomfortable position that we was put in. Very uncomfortable. And I thought that not only did I handle it well, I thought Richard Jefferson handled it well. And at the end of the day, like I'm going to tell you again, like I told you before, this is between Rachel, Maria, and the heads of the ESPN, and it's being dealt with internally.
Kendrick, can you not see that it's a systematic?
She just couldn't sit there and wait for Kendrick to finish his sentence. I told you, you can't have functional conversations with these individuals because once you say things that differ from their opinion, then all hell breaks loose. I've never seen a situation to where a pro-black and somebody else that they don't agree with agree to disagree. Shake a hand, things like that, go about their business. You're talking about two black men, right? They basically looking for them to stand up because, you know, everybody needs to protect the black woman and whatnot. Rachel was in private talking to somebody in confidence and whatnot, just like a good amount of y'all talking confidence to all y'all friends and things like that. Y'all talk shit about your co-workers, your boss and things like that. Your conversations aren't being recorded. So it's like, I don't get how this is turning into a race issue. She told the truth. You know what I'm saying? They're only doing this because they have a crappy track record. So basically, they were patronizing Maria. Nobody's saying that Maria doesn't deserve the job. She only got that job. She only got the job because she was black. No, they made the move because it was a better move. And of course, her being black is just a cherry on top.
A systematic issue for somebody to say, you know what, she might be a diversity hire, and that's why they're considering her. You don't see how that's systematic and not just an internal issue?
How the fuck can this be a systemic issue, man? When we have one individual right here, Rachel Nichols does not pull any damn strings. She's not cutting any checks. She's not shifting any needle left or right. Nobody's checking for Rachel Nichols. None of y'all even knew who Rachel Nichols was before this recording even got leaked. So y'all need to just chill for a quick second. Now y'all want to call her a racist and all these things. Rachel, has she done some questionable things? Of course she has. Just like a handful of people on ESPN and all these sports networks. But you have to go to the source. You have to go to the root, not these puppets that are controlled. You have to talk about the head bosses and whatnot that control this shit, man. Rachel Nichols made a comment talking about they made a hire to make themselves look better. What was wrong about her saying that? If anything, y'all should be commending Rachel for that, because she's calling out ESPN. People that look like y'all, people that look like Maria wouldn't dare do. You know what I'm saying? People don't get that. People don't get that she's actually talking shit about ESPN. She's not talking shit about Maria. She's only apologizing because people are so damn emotional and they can't actually sit there and break down what she's actually saying. She's saying that ESPN is a shitty place. They have a shitty track record doing things the right way. She had to deal with that being a female. I'm not sitting here about to put on no cape for Rachel Nichols. I'm about to be here to break this shit down real quick because I done watched this shit for the past days. I see the pro-blacks getting emotional. They calling Kendrick Perkins a coon, the guy from the Django, and all this bullshit. Meanwhile, they don't understanding that Rachel Nichols is calling out ESPN. You know what I'm saying? She never once said that Maria doesn't deserve the job. All she said that is her job that she's taking. A lot of y'all don't want to lose y'all position in y'all job. Y'all can relate to that. Not to digress.
Good. We all have our thoughts and we all have our opinions. I'm telling you what position I was in, and I was telling you how I handled it. And I'm telling you, before I risk it all and lose my job, it's only one woman in this world that I'm going to risk it all for. And her name is Vanity Perkins, and that is my wife.
Tell her again, Kendrick, because I guess all these people looking for every so-called black man to protect every goddamn miscellaneous black woman that wouldn't do a damn thing for them. It's just so funny how every damn sister that gets into a situation, now they want to look for black men to come out of the woodworks and help them, put themselves at risk their lives, take a bullet for these women that wouldn't do shit for them. I just don't get it with these individuals, man. They don't understand morals. They don't understand principles and whatnot. And I get it. Y'all looking for Kendrick to make a stand. But y'all got to stop looking for athletes and people on TV to make these moves that y'all should be making yourselves.
Okay, sir. And I hear you. I think this is a very...
You said it right. You hear him. That's all y'all do is hear. Y'all just listen to respond. Y'all hear the words and y'all hear when they done talking so you could just reply with your bullshit.
Important conversation for you to be a part of. I understand your perspective. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I can...
You don't say.
Understand why you made the decision you made. If you're willing to stay and hear us out, great. If you're done with the conversation, I completely understand.
I was just coming on here to make an understanding that to clear my name, because I don't get how I went on there peaceful, said what I said, and I don't understand how people could be mad at what I said, because I didn't jump off a limb with a situation that didn't concern me. And before I take food out of my kid's mouth, going on there doing something crazy or saying something crazy again that has nothing to do with the woman that matters the most to me in my life is my wife, then I'm sorry to anybody that feel offended by that. But that's just how I'm going to approach it. And I feel like at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you again, That conversation, that situation is handled internally, and that situation is between Maria Taylor and Rachel Nichols.
Well said, Kendrick. It's just crazy because everybody wants to commend Kendrick when he stands up for KD or Kyrie or any other basketball player that's basically he has the knowledge of. He doesn't have this knowledge of this situation. So on the one time, this is the problem with pro blacks. They will ride with you, but the one time you say something that they don't like, they are against you. And how could you move forward in life with people that you are claiming to be your brothers and whatnot or your sisters, but they disagree with you and you're not understanding where they're coming from? Kendrick Perkins is getting a simple ass check for talking basketball. He wasn't the best player. He wasn't the worst player. He has a simple ass job to be a damn analyst. And y'all think that he was going to throw that away for what? In all honesty, yo. What did Rachel Nichols say? If Rachel Nichols would have been like, you know what I'm saying? She could have really went to the extreme on some old other shit. We don't even know the full details of the conversation because only part of the conversation was leaked. But we got to understand the timing of the situation. Maria's contract is about to end. Everybody's waiting to see what ESPN is going to do with that contract so they could get all over emotional all over again and whatnot, and then go ahead and go to the internet and talk about this person's buck dancing, that person's a coon, this, that, and the third and whatnot. Meanwhile, they're still there miserable because they can't fix themselves. You pro blacks got to get off of Twitter and you really got to get in tune with yourself. Get in tune with like-minded people and make some shit happen. This problem is with this situation is when you don't do for self. Y'all don't go to y'all workplace and do whatever the hell y'all want because y'all would get fired the next day. Y'all could take that pink slip and go about y'all business, man. That's the only situation that you could take from this. When you work for another individual, you will have to toe the line. You will have to be cool with what comes out of your mouth, man. Period, point blank. There's times when Kendrick is livid. There's times when he's going wild and whatnot. But like I say, there is a time and place for everything. I don't even know why Kendrick Perkins even jumped into this conversation to plead his case, especially to a woman who ain't gonna hear you because she wants to defend the other woman in this situation. So with you being the black man, if you're not saying what this black woman is wanting you to say, she don't want nothing to do with you. Oh my God, it just refreshes my memory to a conversation I had with a pro black not too long ago. I remember because you already know the pro blacks, they get drunk and whatnot. Now they want to talk about my sister or my brother and shit like that. Tomorrow's June 19th. I remember I'm with my guy and I'm just like, I really don't give a shit about tomorrow being June 19th. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? All these virtue signals, all of these patronizing performances to make you feel better about yourself, man, when you should be making yourself feel better. Stop reaching, stop looking for other individuals to help you with your life. Stop talking about you could have, you should have. It was the opportunity for you to do this. You were scared to do that. Meanwhile, y'all scared to do anything at y'all workplace, man. Make it make sense. I'm just wondering what the pro blacks was wondering Kendrick Perkins, or what were y'all wishing that Kendrick Perkins was going to do? Did y'all think that he was going to come through with a BLM shirt and tell Rachel Nichols, you dead wrong, you better apologize to Maria right now? What did y'all expect him to do, bro? The man has a family just like some of y'all got. Now, y'all want to call him a coon. Y'all want to say that he the character from the Django, this, that, and the third, and it doesn't make any sense. The cycle continues with you pro-blacks in the circus, man, on the internet and whatnot. No solutions are being made, and you guys can still cry about white supremacy, systemic racism, and all that bullshit tomorrow, man. Let me know what y'all think. I'm out.